After completing your BE,
Yes,
why you go in banking sector? If you want to go banking and you are good in banking, so why you completed your engineering? So far as the Sabrimala matter is concerned, what's your opinion on the Sabrimala temple? Should women allow to enter or not?
sir, please may I come in, sir.
Please come in.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Please be seated, Mr.
Thank you.
Goel.
Thank you.
We'd like you to introduce yourself.
So my name is Sameer Goel. I hail from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. After doing my engineering in 2015, I went on to join the IDBI bank as an officer from 2016 to 17. And from 2017, I've been working at the Reserve Bank of India as an officer in Navi Mumbai. And sir, my hobbies are playing badminton. And apart from my academics, I've also volunteered with a child shelter home in Bhopal.
You did your schooling from Campus School, Bombay?
Campus School, Bhopal, sir.
Acha, Bhopal. I thought it was Bombay. Right. Now with the RBI, you're an officer with RBI. I was finding that it's something that's written like you're an assistant.
Sir, I was an assistant for 2 years from 2017 to 19.
What is an assistant?
Assistant is a clerical post, sir. Actually.
Right.
RBI takes at 2 levels,
Right.
one at clerical level and one at officer, grade B officer level.
Right.
So 17 to 19, I was an assistant. Then in 2019, I cleared the grade B DR examination.
Right.
And then I joined an office in Mumbai.
Have they dropped the grade A examination in the RBI?
So there is some assistant to internal examination, but I
Right.
cleared the all India examination.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Can you tell us something about the chip industry and the focus of the government of India towards fabrication of chips? What are the latest developments in this area?
So India wants to, the government wants India to become a destination where chip manufacturing takes place. We have till now been focusing on electronic system design and manufacturing. The government, do not have a chip fabrication unit as such in the country. So the government is planning to set up chip fabrication units, and for that government has started a semiconductor mission. It has started this a PLI scheme also. It has set up electronic management clusters, electronic manufacturing clusters, and the semicon missions are there.
Any development in this area about entering into partnerships with other chip manufacturers?
So Foxconn project in Bangalore is in the pipeline. So Foxconn is going to set up a unit in Bangalore. That is a development there, and some other projects are also there in the pipeline.
Are you sure about this?
So I have heard about this Foxconn project, about this Foxconn Vedanta project.
That was going on, but now we are not hearing anything about Foxconn at this point in time. Any other development?
I'm sorry, sir, I cannot.
Some initiative coming from Israel?
No, sir, Israel I have not even heard about, sir, sorry, but Israel I have not heard about. I have heard about India's relation with Taiwan, that India's strategic partnership with Taiwan and...
What is the chip packaging? What do you understand by chip packaging?
Sorry, the chip packaging I don't have an idea about.
Let us say, what is the government scheme? Let us say the government wants some sector to come over here. What is the type of subsidy that the government would like to give to the chip manufacturers who come and establish their production base over here?
Firstly, sir, tax exemptions should be there. Like,
how much?
Sir, better than what China and Vietnam are giving.
But your answer is very generalized, in fact,
Sir, one of the reasons that I think that we are not being growing is because Vietnam and China are giving better tax exemptions to the industries who are setting up the plants there. So better tax exemptions there. Secondly, the PLI scheme can be extended, like this performance incentive scheme. So tax rebates on that can be given. And thirdly, sir, the land at subsidized prices can be given, and electricity connections. So that way government can help the supporting infrastructure.
Now tell me one thing, you are working with the RBI.
Yes, sir.
RBI's repo rate, they have still not changed. What is the possible reason for that?
So the RBI has kept the repo rate static at 6.5% for now, and also the policy stance at withdrawal accommodation. The reason being, firstly, that RBI wants to bring the inflation that is around 5.4% to the 4% target mark. And secondly, sir, liquidity the situation. RBI wants better transmission of rates, to the monetary policy transmission. So they have kept the rate at static 6.5%.
Do you think that the government and the RBI are working across at cross purposes? Like the RBI is wanting to keep the inflation rate between 2 and 4%. The government wants between 4 and 6% because of its development initiatives.
So RBI has a bracket of 4 plus minus 2%. So it wants to keep it as close to 4% as possible. The government also is targeting that only, and even the FMS said, Honorable Finance Minister said that both the government and RBI are in sync at keeping that inflation in check.
What is the rate of inflation at this point in time?
It is around 5.4% for this financial year. Retail CPI.
Right. Sociology has been your option.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between Sanskritization and Brahmanization?
Sanskritization is a process in which a low caste tribe takes up the customs, values, ways of life of our upper choice-born caste with the aim to gain their position in the social hierarchy in the future. Brahmanization is a subset of Sanskritization when the imitation is of the Brahmins only, whereas Sanskritization, it can be imitation of Vaishyas or other upper caste also.
Can you give specific examples of both?
So like the study of M.S. Srinivas of Korks of Mysore, that is there, they take up the customs of Brahmins and so that they can get their status, like eating, avoiding eating meat and wearing clothes like them. So that is an example. And now Sanskritization as process is not in vogue now because of the government's policy of this reservation and also this development benefits. So the opposite is now going on. De-Sanskritization is going on. So contemporary examples are not there of Sanskritization.
Are not there.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Amir Goel,
Ji, sir.
after completing your BE,
Yes,
why
sir.
you go in banking sector? If you want to go banking and you are good in banking, so why you completed your engineering?
Sir, actually, when I started my engineering, I was interested in engineering, but around second to third year, I realized that I want to go for civil services. But since I wanted to be independent, I wanted to give other exams also so that I can prepare with civil services with these exams. So RBI was a good option for that. So I joined RBI and kept my preparation for civil services.
So what will you do? Your engineering knowledge, you spoil your 4 years.
Sir, I also thought like that, but fortunately, when I joined RBI, I got a chance to use my engineering knowledge, and with the civil services, I will get even more chance to use them.
Suppose you are selected in IFS, and now you will be posted in a foreign country. How will you apply your engineering knowledge in that case?
Sir, energy diplomacy is a big part of India's foreign policy. Like India is engaged with Nepal, Bhutan about this engineering projects, or maybe this a one world grid initiative that we're taking. So energy diplomacy is an important part of foreign policy.
Okay, what is on-grid and off-grid solar power?
On-grid is connected to the solar national grid. Off-grid is like that is a standalone solar panels that are there, not connected to the grid, supplying to the place where they are situated only.
Okay, recently Elon Musk introduced a new chip for brain,
yes,
that
sir.
is called Neuralink.
Yes, sir.
Do you think this is not good for health, or it can be used in human brain?
So still trials are going on, and so people who are suffering from paralysis or other diseases, for them it will be a good thing. And yes, there are some ethical issues as well as health issues that it can affect the brain, and there can be adverse impacts. But it's still in the pilot stages. So once only we are confirmed that it has advantages, so we can go forward with it.
So we are investing huge amount in solar power plant, like in Bhadla power plant. But recently Chinese engineer invented a battery called beta volt for mobile. Its battery will drain after 50 years. So what will our future? We will go in the nuclear battery or solar plant?
So we are going for solar because large projects can be sustained by solar only. Whereas small scale application like this mobile batteries, we are going toward lithium ion battery only. So both ways we are going. It's not only we can go in a single way. Both we have to focus on.
But solar energy are so costly. It's infrastructure in instruments and etc. which we are using in this to produce the energy. It's so costly.
Initial cost is low, but once we set up, once it gets there, so efficiency will improve and we can save money.
After 4 or 5 years, anyone can get its return of investment. It's good.
Sir, for a larger purpose like environment and all, it is good, sir. That is very important.
After 4 years, the capacity of its charging capacity and battery also drain.
So like additions are there, like it can be upscaled easily. Like if you want, we can upscale by increasing the battery storage or increasing the panels.
Okay. How can we abolish the caste system in India?
So caste is a reality, social reality that we face. I'm not sure that we can abolish this system, but it can be with the benefits that the government is giving. Like without seeing the caste, they are giving the benefits. So it become irrelevant after some
Suppose
time.
there is no any caste system. So what is the use of a reservation on the basis of caste?
The caste system is there to stay. That as I said, that it's difficult to abolish and it's not practical also.
Difficulty is another thing. You want to abolish or not?
Sir, if my opinion is I wish to abolish because everybody should be born equal and should be treated equal. So
what measures should you take to abolish the caste system?
So first of all, the awareness among the people, understanding that we all belong to the same mold, and we don't belong to a caste. We belong to first a country and nation as a whole. Secondly, the way the government and the other institution function, the trust of the people have to be one that their caste does not matter in any of the issues.
Okay, so far as the Sabrimala matter is concerned, what's your opinion on the Sabrimala temple? Should women allowed to enter or not?
Women should be allowed to enter, sir.
Okay, suppose Supreme Court verdict will come against the women and Supreme Court will say women are not allowed to enter. What will you do?
So decision on the Supreme Court has to be followed, but in my opinion, discriminating on the basis of gender to enter a temple is not appropriate.
Okay. Why you are from Bhopal? No?
Yes, sir.
Bhopal is on near Narmada River.
Yes, not exactly. Like Narmada does not flow through as such Bhopal.
Very near to Narmada River. Why Narmada called as a Dabang River?
I have not heard it. Sorry, I have not heard why it's called Dabang River, but it's like it falls Dhuandar waterfalls, and also it's with great speed it flows, and it covers a long distance. It's like a west flowing river, one of the best flowing rivers.
Yeah. What is the significance of Bhimbetka?
Bhimbetka is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is a site of prehistoric paintings, and it shows the early man in different occupation like hunting and group hunting and other day-to-day activities. So it gives record of the early life of man.
Okay. Why was the Buxwa forest was famous?
Books on forest. So which book?
Buxwa forest of Madhya Pradesh.
Buxawa for okay. So it was for diamond mining. It was being cleared for diamond mining. Buxawa project. Okay.
Okay. So what you think about this? It's legal or not? From on ethical ground, is it moral to cut a forest for diamond? At the present scenario where the science is as good to build its own artificial diamond, so why we need to cut off a whole forest for mining a diamond? Even the artificial diamond is more shining than the natural diamond.
Yes, sir. Sir, on ethical basis, I in my opinion, it is not right to cut the forest, because forest has not only economic value but social value for the people and environmental value, of course. So on that ground, it is not required. And if at all the government wants to take some steps, a proper environmental impact assessment and social impact assessment needs to be carried out. Concerns of the people and their opinion should be taken into account. And yes, as pointed out, artificial diamond mission is already by the government. It's in one of the budget it has come also. So more focus should be on alternatives to these diamonds.
Okay. You are currently you are working as a manager in Reserve Bank of India.
Yes, sir.
The financial year of RBI is different from the financial year of the Finance Ministry, or same?
Now they are seeing, sir.
They are saying. So why we are not syncing out the finance year with the country financial from 1st January to 31st December? Why we are still following 1st April?
So I don't remember reasons, but like it has been like.
What should take? What your opinion about it? When we talk about a financial year, we say 2023 to 2024. Why this hectic schedule?
So maybe in my opinion, because seasonality of the vegetables, like Kharif season, Rabi season is there, so a lot of economy depends on agriculture.
For a small purpose, we can.
So this is the only I can think about. I am also many times wonder that why we are not keeping like that, but for many reasons.
Suppose you got power to change this financial year, what will you do? You will still remain this old system, or you will convert this financial year to 1st January to 31st December?
Firstly, I have tried to understand the reasons why it is so, and if at all a better system can be devised or it can be changed, seeing the practicalities and economics of that, a decision can be taken. But first I need to understand why exactly it is like that. So,
okay. Indians are not good to invest in stock market. Still, Indians are very interested in to purchase land, bank FD, not good in intraday trading and stock market. Why?
So the stock market now, the retail investors are increased, but yes, it is below par because firstly, sir, the awareness about the stock market options. Secondly, the products are like very much not customized. Like one size fits all products are there. So for retail investors, the products are not many more. Thirdly, the advent there's a investment in land because of huge amount of black money also. That is in stock market you require white money and you require through online payments only. So that may be one of the reasons that people are preferring to.
Okay. RBI recently banned on Paytm.
Yes.
Although Paytm is working very good, it gives so much job, and in India there is a huge role of Paytm to encourage the microfinance and digital payment system. When Paytm start initiative, I think Paytm is the single player at that time.
Yes, sir.
Paytm, and when Paytm started and the Rebels company come in the market, now whole India is digitalized and a very small seller has its own QR code, and at the time RBI banned Paytm. Is it good or not? It's very negative impact on the other thing.
So RBI took the decision only after giving a lot of warnings to Paytm, and it was for the benefit of the customers only.
What warning RBI give to Paytm?
RBI, sir, issued letters to the Paytm that our top management went to the Paytm. They also talked about why they are not following the KYC norms, why they are not following the compliances that have come into the RBI regulatory reports. So a lot of time warnings have been given. But and RBI has firstly banned only the Paytm Payments Bank. It has not banned the Paytm UPI app. It is very much functional. So if the Paytm complies with the regulations and follows the norms, it can again.
But India, it's a very huge rumor about Paytm, and the share price of Paytm fall down tremendously.
Yes, sir.
What will happen in news? Other companies like Paytm and other microfinance companies, people are not have good faith.
So this action will help increase the customer's faith about the ability of the regulator to manage things. So other fintech firms are also following the path. They are also now becoming KYC compliant. RBI is engaging with these companies also.
Why Paytm not follow the RBI KYC compliance? But very little thing to complete at the time of digital era. There is very few steps to follow the KYC norms. There is a link
Yes, sir.
sent to the new customer to fulfill this KYC form. What Paytm itself have some problem related to KYC. That's why Paytm not following this. Even Paytm know this. If he will not follow all the resolution of RBI, then RBI one day it will ban.
Yes.
But what the problem Paytm faces?
The Paytm has said that it is facing the legacy issues of those accounts. Pre-2016 accounts are there when the payments bank was not there. So that time the KYC was not done. But it is a responsibility of Paytm to get this KYC updated, and also to ensure that every KYC is correct. Like there were news that 1,000 accounts were linked to some same PAN number. So this is a major discrepancy that is there. So it needs to clear the discrepancy. Sorry, I don't know the other reasons why. What is internal report is there.
Very simple technology to filter this same PAN number. A very simple
Yes, sir.
software with Paytm install in its software and give a simple update to its all customer. Any same account number which is linked to the same PAN number, it will be automatically blocked until and unless they will completed their KYC. Why it's a huge risk Paytm take?
Other news has been that the government is seeing some money laundering issues also in that. So maybe that can be an angle that has been also looked at. Some ill doing has been there because official report has not come, but the enforcement directorate is also getting involved with this. So maybe
Okay.
that issue is there.
Okay, why RBI called bankers of the bank?
So RBI is called the banker of the banks because firstly it maintains the current account of the banks. Secondly, it is responsible for settling of interbank transactions. And lastly, it also a lender of last resort to the banks if they are facing liquidity issues. It comes to their rescue and saves them. So
Okay, without permission of finance ministry, how much money RBI print its own sovereignty? RBI itself have two printing press, but not power to print money, not power to print currency. Without approval of central government, it means finance ministry, how much money RBI can print?
sorry, sir, I have not heard about this limit about how much can be print. As per my knowledge, RBI is free to print the money as per the requirements of the economy and the changing value notes, like substitution of the already existing currency.
Without permission of finance ministry?
So I have not read that RBI asked for permission any time. But what I have read is that the two bases on which, like transactional basis and also the replacement basis. So in that RBI decides the printing of the
Why RBI not printing 1 rupee note and coin?
So that is the responsibility of the government and RBI only circulates it.
No, I'm talking RBI print every notes 100 rupees, 200, 500 and still 200 rupees note are not in the transition phase. But why RBI not mint the coin?
So it is as per the RBI Act. RBI Act says the central government has the responsibility of doing that. So as per the RBI Act, RBI is not doing that.
Okay, and so far as the 1 rupee note also, finance ministry will print.
Yes, sir.
So why there is two paths of the same purpose? RBI is capable to print a large amount of currency. So why a same department will have the finance ministry hold? There is no need.
So I have to check this thing why there is a reason for that because I know that the RBI is not printing 1 rupee note, but reasons I have to check.
Okay, last question. How many members in board of RBI?
21 members, sir.
Okay, can we cater this in separate?
Sir, RBI governor and 4 deputy governors, 2 finance ministry officials, 6, like 7, and government of India nominated members are there from local boards. Every local board 4 members are there.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What is the difference between hobby and games?
So hobby is a wider term, like it can be anything like playing games or maybe some musical instrument, whereas a game is a particular sport. It is like it's a subset of that, specific to like what we play on a field.
So there is a different column for hobby and different column for sport. So now in that context, what is your hobby and what is your sport?
So my sport has been the playing. I've been playing badminton. And regarding the extra co-curricular hobbies, I have been teaching in a child shelter home.
Okay. Tell me something about Bhopal.
So
If I come to Bhopal, where will you take me to see around?
welcome to Bhopal. Bhopal is the capital of Madhya Pradesh. So if you land at the Raja Bhoj International Airport, I will firstly take you to the VIP road. We have to pass by that VIP road only. So by that time you can see the upper lake in the VIP road. Then I will take you to the Van Vihar National Park. It is one of the finest national parks in the country. After that, I can in between have you some Bhopal cuisine also, like poha, jalebi, and tea for you. And after that, we can move on to some places like Sachi, nearby places like Sachi, Bhimbetka, and Udaygiri caves. And also, if you are you are interested in some more tourism, we can go to Birla Mandir, or maybe some places like a tribal museum if you are into it. So we can go there, these places also.
People talk a lot about Jahanuma Palace. What is so special about it?
Hanuma Palace is a hotel that is in the VIP road only. Uh, it is a heritage structure. It was a heritage structure, then converted to a hotel. I don't think there is anything special about it, because it's like more of like same like Hanuma Palace, Nuru Sabha. They are all like heritage hotels types. But I can't find anything very special about them as well.
There has been some change in the PF rates, which have been announced recently.
Yes, I think 8.5% from 8.15, if I'm not wrong.
8.25 from 8.15.
So
Okay,
that I'm
okay.
not in the
But there is some change.
Yeah, increases there, sir. Yes.
There is something called Vision India 47.
Yes, sir.
What is it all about? What does it entail?
It wants to make India a developed Viksit Bharat by 2047. And it has a vision for that, like
So where do you see your economy in 47? According to this.
$30 trillion economy
Okay.
they're talking about.
All right. And what is the way forward? How are they going to achieve it?
So they are
What steps are they going to take? What have they? How have they charted the route for this? What do they want to do for this?
So they have made specific sector-wise targets, like for manufacturing they want to add specific things, then services, and then agriculture. And so I'm not gone through the entire document, but briefly what I have is like sector-wise they are going for it.
Okay. Reservation.
Yes, sir.
When did it start? What was the relevance then? And with the introduction of EWS, what has been the impact on the people? And do you think it should go on endlessly, or it should stop somewhere?
So firstly, reservation started I think 1920s, when I think Madras, Travancore were the first southern states. It started in reservation first of all. After that, the constitution came into being. So then scheduled castes and scheduled tribes have constitutionally mandated reservation. And then came the Mandal Commission report, when the OBCs also got reservation. EWS is a very welcome move by the government to increase the reservation, and to bring the people who are not economically well off but have not got the reservation benefits. And coming to the last part of the question, that it should go endlessly, I believe that reservation should continue. But like the recent Supreme Court hearing is going on, that those who have already benefited can be like a creamy layer, and SC or STs can be brought. What has been brought in OBCs.
Can there be a period for this?
This has to be decided by consensus. There should be a sunset clause for that, like till when we want to achieve these things, like till when you want the cap to be there. They are extending it after every 10 years and 15 years, but there should be some clause for that.
Why are they not able to remove this? On the contrary, they're increasing it every now and then. So it is 60-40.
So it is
60-40,
yes,
almost.
Yes, 60-40.
So how does it impact other people, the meritorious?
So reservation is something that is constitutionally mandated and required also, but there can be better targeting of reservation. But I think reservation is very much important in this present context also.
No, you think in the larger interest, is it still required? What is there in the constitution? There are a lot of amendments in the constitution that can happen. Do you propose any changes?
Sir, no, sir. As per reservation concern, I don't propose changes, but yes, sub-classification can be there, where those who are benefited can be kept out, And secondly, those who are the most backward among the SCs and STs can be given a subcategorization of benefits can be there. So better targeting of benefits.
So it should be social based or economic based.
It should be socio-economic both. So for the social disabilities that they have felt and also the economic realities that we are facing.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Samir,
Yes, sir.
you have interest in badminton.
Yes, sir.
Now, in the last couple of years,
Yes, sir.
we have not seen new players coming up in India. You know, Saina, Sindhu, Shrikant, and one Lakshya Sen. After that, and then doubles we have. But
Yes.
we want to be the global
Super.
hub of badminton. What is the reason?
So firstly, the players are coming. It's not like players are not coming. They are doubles player of Theresa of Jolly Pole. The women doubles player is coming up. There are other few players also in the junior level that are coming up. One of the possible reasons can be like first of all there was COVID for 2-3 years, so maybe the gap in training of some players can be there. Secondly, maybe the tournaments were not getting on time, so the players are not able to perform in the national or international events. So maybe that may be the reason. But yes, many players are there.
Generally, all our players, they are above 25, above 27, almost reaching in their 30s. So we should have someone in their 90s and 20s. Which are the names that you have heard of?
Sir, I heard one player, Tabishi Khan, but she is from Bhopal only, but she is now playing for UAE because her dad
Not
is
for
settled.
India, I'm saying, not for UAE.
Sir, one Priyanshu Singh is there from MP.
Okay, so we broadly agree that there is some shortage,
Yes,
so you can't name, I also don't remember. So what can be done? Tell me one or two major initiative that you would suggest that will create the atmosphere, environment where we can get more players.
So firstly, I can suggest the following steps. Firstly, sports as a badminton as a career. Like they can be caught early, like the players who have the potential. Through some coaches, they can be caught early and they can be trained suitably so that while they compete.
That is applicable to all sports.
Yes, sir.
Something with badminton.
So sporting infrastructure in badminton, like I remember I don't have a badminton court in my school that time. So every school should have a badminton court, and also the coaches and also the technical aspect has to be taken into account. Like many times it's a technical sport also. So technical aspect should be better clarified.
All right. Now, what are the major characteristics of bureaucracy given by Max Weber?
So there are the following characteristics. Firstly, bureaucrats is a formally and rationally organized system. Secondly, they are governed by rules. Thirdly, there is a chain of command. Fourthly, bureaucrats is a full-time profession, and the officers are expected to do their performance at the highest level. Firstly, bureaucrats are selected by merit. Sixthly, the promotions are by like seniority or merit or a combination of both. And lastly, the bureaucrats should not use their offices for private means but for public ends only.
So you tell me anything in these lists that you have suggested you would like to change that will help the bureaucracy become more effective, more efficient, more creative.
So these promotions by merit can be more streamlined. Like now the promotions are basically by seniority. So the performance appraisal should be a dynamic one, 360-degree one, where not only the review of your senior officer but also downward accountability. How the people you serve should be taken into account while promoting.
Well, that's one. Anything else?
Secondly, sir, in every formal organization there should be some informal mechanisms also. Like bureaucrat is governed by formal rules, but there should be some informal channels like through which the bureaucrats can interact with the public, so that they can elicit their views also. Like what is happening with now that the government is asking for opinions on different issues through social media and all. So that can be better streamlined through rules.
All right. Now, you have put IFS as your second choice.
Yes, sir.
So, India and its neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
You know, we are the largest economy, largest in size, but we have so many issues with our neighbors. We are not able to carry our neighbors with us. We have neighborhood first policy. Do you think it has worked?
So India's neighborhood policy has worked, but the issue has been that our neighbors has been involved in their own problems only. For example, like Pakistan's internal democracy is in a mess. And then again in Bangladesh, there has been issues with the democratic setup and high debt they are facing. With Nepal, with Myanmar, again the military junta has taken over there. So I will not say India is lacking, but these countries unfortunately are facing their own internal disturbances. And like Sri Lanka, debt crisis is there. Maldives, again the change of government.
So you tell me, as someone, India, which is facing all these problems in our neighborhood, what can India do? How can India's neighborhood first policy become more effective?
So following can be done. Firstly, the country specific approach should be there. There should not be a one size fits all approach. Like with Sri Lanka, that India helped in debt crisis settlement with the Paris Club. Then secondly, India is also now willing to engage with Taliban also in Afghanistan to protect its interest. Thirdly, India's support to Nepal and Bhutan, like through power projects and all, can be streamlined. With Myanmar, India can engage with the military junta to restore the democracy. And I will suggest India should follow the Gujarat doctrine that is there, that India should help the neighbors without expecting anything from them in return. Like what China is doing is this through debt trap initiative. India should avoid doing that and increase its soft power instead.
Okay. So, it's all very idealistic to say that we should not expect anything in return. Does international politics work on this principle? That we should give to our neighbors, but we should not expect anything in return?
So ideally, like the doctrine says that we should not expect, but at least if we not monetarily or like materialistic things, at least support or to the government on issues like terrorism or maybe stopping cross-border terrorism, supporting democracy. This much support should come from the neighbors.
So something, we should expect something.
Like yes, on these issues.
We can't say that we should not expect anything in return.
Means like materialistic or maybe financial or maybe not, but yes, in these issues, on global issues, they should come, like climate change and all, they should come and support the world.
All right. You said India is engaging with the Taliban. Is it correct? On the one hand, we say the Taliban are the terrorists. They have been responsible for coming across the border, killing people in Jammu and Kashmir. And now we want to engage with them. Isn't it very contradictory in our policy? There is no continuity.
Yes, sir. There is a dilemma because we have always stood for Afghan-led, Afghan-controlled dialogue. But the ground reality says that if we don't engage with the Taliban, we may not be able to protect our interest in the Afghanistan. Like we have constructed their parliament, we are operating the hospitals there, we have a some diaspora also there. So and also the strategic ports of Gwadar port, this Chabbar port is there in Iran. So for the infrastructure projects, so we have to engage with them, but we have to make sure that the Taliban respect the human rights and of the people and also the gender.
We should not follow any principle. After all, except for China, no country recognizes the Taliban. Very few countries are engaging with the Taliban. You are saying that we should engage.
So, it should not be like it should be like principal distance have to be maintained with Taliban. We are not recognizing them, but still at back channel talks can happen so that at least our infrastructure projects and some continuity is maintained, and there may be an attempt to restore democracy. So
all right, thank you.
समीर गोयल
जी सर.
देखिए, आप आरबीआई में मैनेजर हैं और बैंकिंग में आपका एक लंबा एक्सपीरियंस है, तो आरबीआई से जितने क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं ना, यू शुड कॉक योर राइफल बिफोर एनी क्वेश्चन. मतलब आने से पहले यू हैव टू रेडी फॉर अम्बुश. मतलब आपको आरबीआई से अगर क्वेश्चन बैंकिंग से कोई आए ना, आपको सोचने का टाइम नहीं होना चाहिए. आपका इंटरव्यू में अभी 1 महीना टाइम है. कितने क्वेश्चन है? 10,000 से ऊपर का अगर नोट करेंसी छापनी है ना आरबीआई को, तो आरबीआई स्टेटुअरी बॉडी फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन, अपने एग्जीक्यूशन में स्टेटुअरी है. ये अब मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी के लिए है, रेपो रेट बढ़ा घटा सकता है। बट अगर आरबीआई को आप खुला छूट दे देंगे अपना नोट छापने के लिए, पैरेलल इकोनॉमी खड़ा कर देगा। आप ऐसे नहीं छोड़ सकते ना। तो वो उसको 10,000 से ऊपर का अगर प्रिंट करना है वैल्यू, तो उसको मस्ट हैव टू टेक परमिशन। 2 प्रिंटिंग प्रेस जो है आज भी वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के अंडर में आता है।
ये सर देवास वाला और
हाँ, अब 2 प्रिंटिंग प्रेस है वो आरबीआई के अंडर में आता है। तो आरबीआई रिक्वायरमेंट बताती है लिक्विडिटी का क्या रेशियो है, M1 M2 M से 4 तक, वो उसके पास पूरा आइडिया है। वो एक डिपार्टमेंट है। बट आप वहां पे ना एकदम से लैग कर गए थे।
तो मुझे मैंने बहुत टाइम से, बट मुझे इसको आई थिंक आई डोंट नो हाउ सरप्राइजिंगली मुझे पता नहीं था ये चीज़, और कहीं ट्रेनिंग में भी ऐसा बताया नहीं गया कि वो परमिशन लेनी पड़ती है।
नहीं, आप ऐसे भी देखिए तो आपको परमिशन तो लेना पड़ेगा ना, कोई डिपार्टमेंट, वरना तो देश की इकोनॉमी 2 मिनट में उड़ा दे लोग। सपोज किसी दिन गवर्नमेंट आरबीआई में कई बार होता है टसल, कभी गवर्नर में, अभी आपका रिसेंट देखे होंगे रघुराम राजन जी के समय हल्का सा सब, वो कोई बहुत टसल नहीं होती है, वो डिपार्टमेंटल है अपना वो चीज़ यहाँ पे। दूसरा था कि क्वाइन और 1 रुपए के नोट में गवर्नमेंट अभी भी रखती है सेंट्रल, वहाँ पे उसका एक आप चूंकि वो आपका डिपार्टमेंट है, आप उसको बेटर ढंग से अपने डिपार्टमेंट में एक बार सीनियर लोग से डिस्कस कर लीजिएगा, वो ज़्यादा बेटर रहेगा। क्योंकि डिपार्टमेंट की चीज़ें कुछ आरबीआई होती है, कुछ सुप्रीम कोर्ट होती है, इसकी बहुत सारी चीज़ें पब्लिक डोमेन में नहीं आ पाती, आप वहाँ देख लीजिएगा। दूसरा, सबरीमाला में ऑल ऑफ द सडन कोई भी चीज़ अंडर जुरिस्डिक्शन है, नेवर गेस एनीथिंग। जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मैटर अंडर है, जुडिशियल है, 3 जजेस के पास गया था सबरीमाला का मैटर, 3 जजेस ने हाथ खड़ा किया, भैया अपर बेंच को दीजिए, आप 2 मिनट में फैसला दे दिए।
मुझे से अपना ओपिनियन मैं दिया।
नहीं, कोई भी चीज अगर कोर्ट और भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर में है तो आपका ओपिनियन 2 मिनट में खत्म हो जाएगा वहां पे। तो बचिएगा, कोई भी चीज अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का है तो उससे डिस्कस
तो इसमें क्या बोल सकते हैं सर?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो जैसा वर्डिक्ट आएगा उसको फॉलो करेंगे।
ओके सर,
ठीक है।
अगर आप स्पेसिफिक पूछ ले कि आप अपना ओपिनियन बताओ तो
अकॉर्डिंग टू सोशल, आपका सोशोलॉजी सब्जेक्ट है, सोशोलॉजी के हिसाब से दोनों को परमिशन मिलना चाहिए।
वही मैंने उस हिसाब से थोड़ा बोला था कि बट हाँ,
आपका हिसाब नहीं है यहाँ पे, सोशियोलॉजी के हिसाब से आपका ऑप्शनल है, और आपसी से जानबूझ के पूछा जाएगा ये चीजें यहाँ पे। तो कई बार कॉन्ट्रोडिक्टिव चीजों से ना ओपिनियन देने से सोचिएगा, थोड़ा सा बचे, लेफ्ट राइट ना होके उस पोजीशन पे थोड़ा सा बीच से निकलिएगा। थोड़ा मार्क्स देखिए, आपका सिलेक्शन तो होना है, ठीक है, बट हम लोग क्या मेन कोशिश क्या है इस फीडबैक का कि 10-20 मार्क्स और बढ़ जाए, सो दैट कि आपको अपने अच्छा कैडर मिल सके जो आपका चॉइस है। कैडर चेंज करना मतलब दूसरा जन्म लेना, एक तरह से समझिए, बहुत टफ चीज है कैडर चेंज, और अच्छा प्रेफरेंस का आपको जॉब मिल सके। आपके पास अच्छा टाइम है, जैसा सर ने बताया कि आप पूरा लिस्ट बना के रखिए, सोशियोलॉजी से क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं, बैंकिंग से और इंजीनियरिंग से, मतलब ओवरऑल आपका डेफ जो है उसके लिए आप रेडी फॉर फायरिंग पोजीशन होने चाहिए। क्योंकि वो डेफ में जो आप लिखे हैं ना, अगर वहां आप अटकेंगे तो ग्रिल करने लगेंगे आपको। डेफ के अलावे अगर वो कोई चीज पूछते हैं, वहां आपका सर हमको इस बारे में कोई आइडिया नहीं है, तो वो क्रॉस करके निकल जाएंगे, क्योंकि डेफ आपने भरा है। तो जो आपका स्पेसिफिकेशन है वो आपको एनी हाउ आना चाहिए। ड्राइवर को खाना बनाने ना आए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ड्राइवर को गाड़ी चलाने ना आए फिर वो ड्राइवर क्यों है? ओके, तो आपके पास इनफ टाइम है। स्ट्रेस में आ गए आप थोड़ा सा।
कब सर? इंटरव्यू बीच में?
नहीं, अभी एकदम जस्ट 5 मिनट हो गया, ज्यादा फीडबैक दे दिए।
नहीं सर, एक्चुअली वो 2 आपने बताया ना कि वो एक मैं कैसे छूट गया वो चीज, 1 रुपए कॉइन और वो मनी का, वो मैंने सर बहुत टाइम से, बट नेवर केम टू माय नॉलेज ऑल्सो। तो आई वाज लाइक इन स्ट्रेस कि यार ये कैसे, मतलब बिकॉज मुझसे लास्ट ईयर भी मॉक्स में भी नहीं पूछा गया कभी ये, और ना कभी हमने इस बात को डिस्कस किया। बहुत ये था कि वो तो ठीक है, 1 रुपए का कॉइन तो गवर्नमेंट ही करता है, आरबीआई सर्कुलेट करता है, और करेंसी में भी 2 जो हमने अपनी बुक है किताब उसमें पढ़ी है, उसमें यही था कि, बट जो आपने बताया मैं इसको देखूंगा वही मैं, क्योंकि ये तो मेजर पॉइंट है। बिकॉज अच्छा वो आपने कवर कर लिया, बाद में कोई पूछता तो और मुश्किल होता।
हाँ, थोड़ा सा आप इसको देख लीजिए। होता है कभी कभी क्या होता है ना कि इंसान छोटी छोटी चीजें ध्यान से उतर जाती हैं,
हो जाती है, बहुत ग्रांटेड ले लेते हैं
उसको ग्रांटेड। और ये प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे हमारे मनमोहन सिंह, और आरबीआई के गवर्नर रहे थे, हालांकि उनके टाइम का नोट तो अभी मेरे ख्याल से मार्केट में अब होगा भी नहीं उतना पुराना।
देखा था थोड़े दिन पहले, देखा मैंने 6-7 महीने पहले मुझे।
वो ओनली प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे जिनका मतलब साइन भी मिलेगा, बट ड्यू टू वो आरबीआई गवर्नर थे इस वजह से, ना कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर की वजह से, तो कभी कभी एक दिमाग में वो आ जाता है। ठीक है, बाकी आपका परफेक्ट है, जैसा सर ने बताया आप उसको देख लीजिएगा, बट नोट कर करके। ठीक है, आपको कोई डाउट है तो पूछिए।
नहीं सर, मुझे कोई डाउट नहीं, मुझे तो बस हुई था कि एक मॉक्स में ये क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं कि आरबीआई से सिविल सर्विस आईएएस क्यों बनना चाहते हो, इतने साल तो आरबीआई में अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, तो उसके लिए सर मैंने वही बोला, जॉब डाइवर्सिटी और आरबीआई एज अ करियर प्रोग्रेशन फॉर्म।
उनको ही पता होता है क्या आंसर आने वाला है।
सर वही मेरा आंसर रहता है, अभी उसके आगे तो मैं मतलब वो मुझसे लास्ट ईयर कोई क्रॉस क्वेश्चन नहीं करी थी, मैंने जो पूछा मैंने बता दिया यही, तो दे डिडंट आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन।
ये आपका कौन सा अटेम्प्ट है अभी?
5th सर।
इंटरव्यू
सेकंड।
पहले वाले में कितना मार्क्स था?
168।
चलिए इसमें तो 200 के आसपास आना चाहिए, उससे ऊपर।
अच्छा हो जाए तो सर ठीक है।
हाँ चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।